live stream career is probably ruined after this, called We Found the Body. He looks like he's about my age, or at least in his 30s, and he's trying to have an edgy name like he's still 15 years old. But whatever, hey, maybe it works for him. Not really. Maybe it works for him. God bless. Well,
before I begin, I am Crafty Andy, and this is Crafty Arts. Well, this is the stream where I make art. I occasionally watch videos, but here's the main channel, Crafty Arts. See that in the corner on the right? And here's WeirdZoRs channel. Yep, there's WeirdZoRs channel. That's another channel where I do furry shit and other weird shit. And then over here is the Paws Off channel, and that's where gaming highlights are going to go whenever I get to that. I have some advertising campaigns that's in the works right now. And so right now, it's just tonight we're just continuing on with the Ratchet and Clank, getting the ink stuff done, and I can send to my commissioner, and then I can start painting it up. Meantime, I want to hear about this streamer.
One of We Found the Body's followers, Miss Nerdy Curvy, hasn't been there for a while, and
waiting at my door.
She did what a lot of people in my audience do. They want to vent. They're going through life troubles. He actually asked how she's been, and even according to his own mouth, she hasn't brought up any kind of negativity that she's been going through in her life for about a year. This was his reaction when she said she hasn't been around because her mom died. Here is the clip. It's not taken out of context. He's just an ass.
Oh, I can't
Watch
wait to see this.
Curvy, where the f have you been? Oh my god, we'll tell you what, Miss Dirty Curvy, you know what we're not gonna do? We're not gonna talk about it in my chat. Because it's Friday, and that is a whole big bucket of bummer. And
Oh my fucking god. That is a whole big bucket of bummer, guys. Don't ever bring your negativity to my stream. Yeah, fucking. Not allowed. Not allowed to be sad in my stream. Oh, jeez. That's bad enough that Twitch and YouTube try to create these environments that are just like sterile, kid-friendly, while at the same time, if you declare your stream for kids, they just neuter you in every aspect and censor you out. So yeah, if someone wants to come on here and talk about some serious topic, by all means, please. It's interesting. You can have actual genuine discussions about things. I don't know. This is horrendous.
I'm sorry for your loss, but we're not doing that in my f***ing chat. Thank you. Well, okay, Miss Dirty Curvy, you said, no, that's fine. You asked, so I told. No, I didn't ask you to tell me the biggest f***ing bummer news in the world. I said, hey, what's up? How are you? You know what? Let me give you a little bit of a lesson, Miss Nerdy Curvy. When something really, really bad is going on in your life, and in a public forum, someone asks you, hey, what's up? How are you? There are two acceptable responses. Good, and you know what? I'll make it through. That's it. How are you? Good, or you know what? I'll make it through. Awesome. Love to hear it.
Plaster a face on your.
See, there you go. Or Prom's response. I said, Prom, how are you doing? She says, I'm alive. There you go. Oh, I asked you where you were. Look, Mr. Curvy. I'm just subtly trying to tell you that unloading really heavy news in people's chats on Twitch is not like good etiquette. It's not the place to do it. That's all I'm trying to tell you. That's it. I figured this.
I think what this doofus is trying to convey is that oftentimes when it comes to online forums, try to be like, hey, there's always a whole class of asshole that's going to dump on you for it. Like, oh, their mom died, I'm going to make fun of them. That's just me being generous. There's a more tactful way to explain than getting mad and animated over it. Weirdo. Is this Bernie's Barney the Dinosaur and Friends, where nothing ever goes wrong and no one's ever angry. Barney's always happy. He wants to be the Barney of streamers.
This is a good opportunity to inform you. Heavy news like that, when someone asks, hey, where have you been? You don't need to tell them, well, my dog died, my husband left me for a younger woman, my house burnt down.
Depends when it happens.
And my car got stolen. So I've been a little bit busy. That's why I haven't been around. Because it's like, oh, God. Like, like, you know, like, if someone asks, like, hey, what's up? Where have you been? And it's heavy, just be like, I had a bunch of shit going on, so I've been...
Is that how you apply yourself in real life?
Got it.
I like to treat this chat like...
I'm not trying to rip you a new ass.
I'm not trying to rip you a new ass. I'm just trying to rip you a new ass. Well, okay. Let's dissect this a little bit. First off, he's like, oh, in real life etiquette, if you saw someone at the grocery store or at the mall or something, you wouldn't sit there and go in... If you ask someone how they're doing there, what would you respond with? It's a total... No, dude, you can't compare someone who is essentially anonymous in your live stream chat and you're an entertainer, okay?
And picking them out.
I use the quotes loosely. You can't compare... You're there to entertain people. They come to you because they want to escape their problems or maybe vent because they look at you as someone that could make them laugh or joke. It's not the same as going to Tops or Hannaford's. Those are grocery stores. Besides, what's another one that you guys might know? Oh my God, I was about to say Grand Union, ShopRite. And you go in there and it's like, oh, hey, Bob, I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, Rich, how you been doing, Bob? My life has been terrible, Rich. I'm going to sit here for 6 hours and tell you everything that's wrong. That is, yeah, I get that, but that is not the same as one of your fans coming to you, yeah, man, I've had a tough year. I haven't been around for a year. And this is why. Why can't you just say, oh, man, I'm sorry, Miss Nerdy Kirby. I'm stuck that you go through that, but I'm glad you're here. We're going to have a fun stream. My condolences to you and your family. Right. Hope this stream makes your night a little bit better. Was that so goddamn hard? Really? Like, did you have to lose your mind like this?
Yes, he did.
Anyway... Miss Nerdy Curvy responded to this, and then I'll go over his non-apologies. We found the bodies, non-apologies.
Found the bodies, what a name. Oh man, he's going to have apology.
After this.
Let's get the apology.
It's a little wordy from Miss Nerdy Curvy. That haven't been in Twitch chats that I used to be in on a regular...
Jesus Christ. All right, let's let him read it, yes.
Their basis. For example, this streamer's channel I have been a part of for a good amount of years. I've followed since Blackout was a thing, and we played together all the time and was there when they got partnered and whatnot. She's talking about We Found the Body. Sadly, since 2020, I have been in and out because I've been dealing with mental health issues, can relate, and family issues, can relate, which I've explained to this streamer privately.
Don't be a bummer and express reality in my online stream. There's so many things I can extrapolate from that clip. Like, has this guy never experienced any real loss or sense of loss? Give me a break.
But this go around, it's been longer of a hiatus, and I've missed some communities, and I figured it was time for me to return. They were streaming on Friday. Again, she's talking about We Found the Bodies. They were streaming on Friday afternoon, and me having a day off, I took a chance to come hang out. I edited the videos some to shorten it, but basically it shows the whole thing. It does show the whole thing. He's just trying to damage control now. The streamer's title was something along the lines of mentioning Shrek, so I broke the ice. I said, have you ever seen Shrek in Spanish? They talked about how they haven't for a while, and I mentioned a scene they should watch, which they followed up with Curvy, where the blank have you been? I was on mobile/TV, so things were delayed a little, which that's normal for a stream, but they continued to talk about other things, and one of the things made me laugh. In chat, I accidentally said LMO. Well, my mom died when I meant to say LMAO. All right, I don't really know how that happens, but okay. But still, his attitudes towards us was
She's on a
crap.
phone, maybe autofilled or something. I don't
Not really
know.
Sure what?
Doesn't matter
How
what
do
it
you
is.
Slip and say, haha, my mom died instead of haha, but oh, whatever. He's in the wrong here, 100%.
Yeah,
And
regardless.
what they were saying prior, and that add me, well, my mom died. But it came off wrong, and my poor grammar became an awkward moment of them critiquing me about how to spell properly using punctuation like I was in school. Well, he acted like he was a substitute teacher that was disgruntled, kind of like someone else that we know. Oh, the camera's on. Honestly, my mistake, like they mentioned, we don't want it to come off as them or me laughing about my mother's passing. So I tried to correct myself and said, no, I was LMAO at what you said before, and this time hasn't been great. It's been horrible, so on and so on. It wasn't my intention to continue to talk about it, but they simply asked a question, and I answered feeling comfortable, safe, telling to a streamer community I've been a part of for years, which you should have been comfortable saying that. I don't even know why he made it an issue. He just sucks at being a streamer. And then, well, in the video, you could see the response I get. That was the first chat I ever mentioned my mother had passed away. I don't go around and just say that in everyone's chat, nor do I go around talking about it. They asked me where I was, and I answered. As a streamer, I can highly understand how uncomfortable it is when someone trauma dumps or drops heavy news like that, and it wasn't my intention. It's not. Miss Nerdy Curvy, I'm telling you, you did nothing wrong. And don't even say, like, I have a feeling you're trying to make, like, because you feel bad now because this guy's an idiot, like, oh, I slipped and I wrote that my mom, but no, you meant to write it, and that's okay that you meant to write it. You saying 2 negative things like he said in an entire year is not trauma dumping. Don't make that get into your head. I know that if it was me being told that news, it would have ended differently. I would have said something like, oh no, I'm sorry for your loss. I know that has to be super hard on you right now, but since I'm streaming and cannot give the proper time and attention for this conversation, that's deep how about you reach out to me privately or something, we could talk about it more. You don't have to do that either. Look, they're coming to you there, say, look, and I mean it too. I'm like, man, I can't imagine what you're going through. I appreciate
I don't have much to say. We're just kind of saying it all for me for the most part.
My condolences to you and your family. Hopefully I could make you laugh. I don't understand why that's so hard for these streamers, that they have to lose their minds and they feel so entitled that everyone has to come here and be a droid and pretend to be happy. You are the entertainer. You entertain them. If they want to vent to you, it's an interactive stream. It's not a TV show. They can do it. And if you can't make it not derail your stream, like I said before, you're not cut out for this. Anyway, continuing on, I would have done something along the line of that instead of shitting on someone who is deeply hurt and has been following for a long time. But I guess I'm wrong for thinking. So I left the stream immediately after and unfollowed on everything. Granted, I've said things in the past on their channel and shared things that were silly, but also personal, especially in their Discord. That's why I said what I said. Those things I've said in the past and done I'm not fond of and would take them back in a heartbeat, but trauma dumping is one thing, but this is on a different level in my opinion. You weren't trauma dumping. You know, I could see if you were going on every single day with some super tragic news and you were a troll. This is not trauma dumping. Basically, I know that I've overshared and stepped out of bounds, but the response wasn't it, especially for someone grieving. I'm not a child and shouldn't be talked down as one, which is exactly what he was doing. Now, he posted a non-apology apology on Twitter.
I was in a dark place.
What he had to say, and then you'll see some clips from his YouTube video.
I was in a dark place, guys.
To Nerdy Curvy / my reaction to the news she shared in the chat while I was live, my apologies to her. That was a reaction. I shouldn't have been such a douche. I was just annoyed from the repeated trauma dumping that had been happening that week. My mistake. How would trauma, dude? I would say almost every day someone comes to me with bad news that they want to vent about, and I'm empathetic towards it. Like, I don't understand why people. This is the new thing. I've seen this in the past year and a half with these entitled streamers. Don't trauma dump on me. Can like the level of I hate to sound like that boomer, but the level of entitlement that goes up with these like now adult
I think it's their. I think it's an effort.
Like 15, 20 years younger than me.
I think it's also an effort to try to avoid the parasocial relationship thing, where that turns into a situation where they feel like they can come to your stream with literally anything and everything. But in this case, this is a person lacking tact in that ability. Like, it becomes obvious. It should become obvious when someone's getting a little parasocial, like when they talk about trying to like meet up with you, hang out with you, and you don't really know them that well outside of the stream, and they don't. And no offense to anyone, but like, you're not like a fellow creator or anything. What are we gonna do? I mean, we can hang out and chat, I guess. That'd be one way to get to know each other better. But if we're not like the same age, like a big age gap, that's a no-no. And also there's the whole starstruck aspect. Might have like really high expectations for you that you don't know about, because they're basing their personality on what you present online. Thing here. What shall we do for our environment? Guess we'll start left to right. Okay. Yes, Tucker? Yes? Yes, Tucker? Is there something that you want? Trying to paint. I got paid to do this. I can just bring the camera.
Don't trauma dump. Don't stream. Don't stream. Find something else to do. If you don't have what it takes to balance empathy and bringing the stream
just play
back
a character
for
that
a
has
whopping
like
10 seconds, it
derails it, which it doesn't derail it.
You don't have the talent to do this. 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 You don't have the talent to I'm not making it like I'm any great shakes, but I can tell you that right now, you're not cut out for this. And this is the new thing that I'm seeing. Come here to my chat and be a droid and just say what I want you to say. Oh, piss off with that, man. So anyway, he did this whole thing called something for Twitter that he had posted on his Twitter account. And it's another apology, non-apology. Just here's some highlights from it.
I've decided to make a video to address this whole situation regarding my reaction to someone's grief comments in my chat that have gained traction.
Whatever, man. This is probably not the
Twitter,
first time
which
you
is,
did this either. That's what it usually comes down to.
There's a few things that I'd like to make clear about the matter at hand. Firstly, it is well known in my channel that I do not tolerate heavy news, drama, or trauma.
Everyone's gonna have their eyes on you for a bit,
if you will,
make you their
being
personal
entered
hobby.
or dropped into the chat. The clip that this individual has provided was edited and chopped up to cut out a lot of the context and dialogue required, I feel, to fairly assess the matter as it truly unfolded. I understand that my personality, my demeanor, my choice of words isn't for everyone. I am a very strong flavor that a lot of people don't like, and I'm okay with that. I don't pander. I don't pussyfoot around something that bothers me or needs to be said. I don't mind informing someone that their chat etiquette sucks, no matter the situation. Dude, I'm getting follows right now. From Joe JCKS. Bro Chacho, welcome to the channel, dude. Thanks for the follow. If you do swing by, all I ask is that maybe, just maybe, you don't bring in any drama or trauma or heavy news or baggage into the chat, because, you know, it's happened before and I've been known to
Wasn't ask you to come to the funeral, dude.
When that happens. Cheers, guys. Have a great fucking day.
So look, again, just so he doesn't say that I'm trying to paraphrase him or take him out of context, please go on Twitter, look up We Found the Body. His YouTube videos there. It's unlisted, but obviously it's public because he has it listed on his public Twitter. But essentially, he's saying the same stupid crap that, oh, I'm sorry for how I reacted, but I have made it consistently known that trauma dumping is frowned upon. And then he was more concerned about the fact the only thing that he lit up for in there was he got followers. He's just totally showing he never don't play poker. We Found the Body. You would suck at it. You're totally you are just even though this is negative attention and it's probably going to kill his non-existent career. He says he streams full time, but with a following base of not even 10,000 people and like a few hundred people watching per stream, I don't know how that is. I hate even bringing it up because it's not a flex, but it's more so to show how entitled these people are, which I don't statistically know how he's making a living doing this. He has 9.8 thousand followers, and he's getting a couple hundred views.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right to me either.
Like after all of this
drama, it'd be like me saying I can make a living off this.
Conjure up 650 views on his live stream. And what's amazing to me is was mostly this, actually, not a couple things. Mostly this is the level of entitlement. Like he's acting like he's some A-list celebrity that has 50,000 people watching, and there was one person there who was going out of their way to
make it kind of worse if it was.
Spam the chat and take it over. Dude, you probably have like 50 goddamn people watching you per stream. Stop it. You couldn't take a minute and a half out for a devoted follower to show condolences and not act like you were sitting on a soapbox disciplining her and going to put her in detention? She's a grown woman. Everyone asks me for advice because I've been doing this for a long time, and there has to be something with the many mistakes I've done that I'm doing right because I still make a living with it now. Is if you can't handle being interactive with an audience, even YouTube pre-recorded videos this isn't your field. Pack it up, close it down, go work a different job. Because first off, the chances of you making a living doing this, I'm not pulling the ladder up, I'm just being honest with you, are pretty much slim to none. And if you don't have what it takes to deal with people in real time, there's no way. This is like, you'll crumble. You'll fold like a deck of cards like this guy, and I've seen countless other people do. You have to learn how to engage with an audience, and it is a completely different etiquette than dealing with people in real life. I think that's the mistake that people make, is that they come into this field like, oh, I'm tired of working a 9 to 5, so I'm going to try live streaming now. I hear people ask me, hey, Rich, I want to try live streaming. What should I do? I'm like,
I don't know. Go back in time.
You're built for it. I don't know how you'll react. But people come from the real world and think the same rules apply on the internet. It doesn't. See, in the real world, people won't engage with you the same way. They won't troll you the same. Someone may be thinking in real life that I look absolutely terrible in this polo hoodie and I'm an ugly human being. But that person in the real world won't say it.
Yeah, they won't say shit to you.
If they are Steve41211715 on Twitch, they may say it because it's anonymous and there's no repercussions. The rules of etiquette are different. And shame on you, We Found the Body. You had a dedicated fan that cared about you, that wanted to just get some empathy from you, to maybe get some relief from the stress of their mother dying.
It's not even a name either. That's what
scolded them.
I hate about him already.
Pack it up, dude. You're done.
Pick a name. Like, pick an actual name. We Found the Body is not a name.
Have a good one.
If you're going to be a personality or whatever, if you're just some user coming on, that's fine. Name yourself whatever you want. But if you're like a personality or whatever, like, yeah, I found the body. Alrighty. Gotta think of, like, what am I gonna color here? Oh, sheet of paper. I don't want to spend the time putting it in the computer and doing like a test color or whatever. Beyond that by this point. Alright. Oh. Well, that was fun. Any more crazies? Oh, fails. Let's look at some fails.
What's up, guys? It's Aaron Paul, and I want you to come.
The size of that lamppost. Idiot.
Oh, I just gotta turn my music down.
What are you doing? Come here a little bit.
You're looking for me. I'm with all the grown men in the corn.
You record me? No, don't record.
No.
Stick your toe in it, and they suck it.
Gross.
tired. I woke up early in the morning, like feeling good. Fuck, you know what I mean? Fuck was that?
All right, I'll see you later, bro.
Really?
Women.
I think I've seen that before, where a guy avoids a staircase because it's a rainbow color. Like, what a coward. Like, oh man. Alright, so over it. It's trunks. I mean, it's supposed to be an alien world, you know. The chompers here. That's right. Rust spots on them and stuff. Clank and Ratchet, then we'll get to the Clank and Ratchet. Figure that out when we get there. We gotta go back to front. Idea. First, I gotta go to the restroom.
Fuck your protein powder.
What's the next step? What do I gotta do?
That's Henry Rollins.
Shot a hole to his damn phone. How the fuck is it still on? These shits is tracking devices. Look, it shot my own phone.
Go for it. What'd you wish for? Legs? What do you fucking think I wished for?
Filming my reaction once I got ejected from art school.
Verdammte Scheiße!
I'm leaving for my prostate exam in 20 minutes. I've studied every single state, so I'm ready to go. What the fuck?
Hey, Diana, right? Alright, and you're going to the airport. Let's go. Alright, you may want to cover your ears.
Getting directions to Los Angeles International Airport. In 0.5 miles, turn left onto Wilshire Boulevard.
So what do you think, bro? I really like the front end. Let's wait till you see the back.
a dude up in that building. 3 dudes coming. On me, on me. Give me them cheeks, boy. I'm on top. Now I'm on bottom. He's inside. 2 more guys coming in. Oh my god, now they're rotating. I'm coming, I'm coming. This dude is insane. He literally ate my shot.
Hey man, you want another drink or?
No,
Yeah?
No, we weren't talking. No, confusion. Confusion. Wasn't talking to you.
It's bad.
A common misunderstanding once again.
So, you gay?
Yes.
What the? Hey now. Slow down, all right?
Start here for the Rays.
Huh? 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 Huh?
Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow meow meow.
Axel, bro. What you...
Wow.
Frank, what are you doing?
Okay. Can you open the door? I think you got it. I can't.
When you say you have nothing to wear, well, wear nothing.
It's good to know that there's support for people who need it. There's no like subliminal message or anything up here on this big old hill. Wouldn't that just be crazy?
Rifo truco para abajo.
JB, I don't think that's chalk. Nah, bro. This is that organic stuff. You sure? It's natural.
Muchas gracias, afición. Esto es para vosotros.
If you my bro and you fall asleep around me, I'm laying that meat on them lips with maximum delicacy.
Bro, that is the gayest fucking...
Hey, Mr. George.
Hey, how much we paying the new guy? We ain't paying that motherfucker enough. You ought to see this motherfucker.
Yeah, bro, I'm just scared. I'm just being a failure, you know? I'm 27 and I can't even do half the shit that I already wanted to do at this age.
Biz anlayalım. Hani kimde olmayanlardan nasıl olmaz mı? Bu her dilde evet demek. Her dilde evet demek. Türkçe'de evet demek değil. Nasıl?
You know what? My little nephew get on my nerves. He came to me and said, Uncle Sean, I'm in the art contest and they told me to make a picture of my favorite uncle. Guess what he did? I hope he lose. I hope they suspend him from school. Little bad self. He even used real teeth. Man, I tell you, kids are something else.
Damn, that's a big ass spider. Damn, I'm dead.
Pico.
Hey, Taryn, can I borrow a spoon? Thanks. Also, can I have a sip of your water?
And that's about it. Cornball. What don't you get?
Pintamos toda la casa y sin dejar caer una sola gota de pintura que no sea casas.
Oh.
Hey! Come on, man! That's too easy!
Nigga. 13 and chair. I was stealing our cars and tops to wear. Little bitch.
59 and a half seconds left to play here in the third. Lakers lead is...
Bring it down. Check it out. Hey!
Yes. God damn it, you guys!
Yeah.
Hey guys, you wanna go staring?
Excuse me, sir. Where's the meat at? Do you know?
Huh? Hey, my fault, big bro.
Go to McDonald's and try to pay with a check?
Shut it off. I'll call the police.
You gotta show me the shit. Better tell you how to do. Oh no.
Oops.
More turmoil at Twitter. Journalists covering Twitter's ban of an account that tracked Elon Musk's private plane, they found themselves banned from Twitter without notice.
Elon said in a tweet that I'm so dedicated to free speech that I will not ban the account that follows my private jet, despite it being a public risk. Oh, perfect. Get secular talk on this. Then he ends up banning it anyways. I just find it hysterical. Like, yep, you're really dedicated to that free speech. It's almost like you're full of shit. That's fine. Elon's making his own little personal hug box. So no one can hurt his feelings. Banning anyone that makes fun of him. I like how anytime if anyone criticizes him, he's just like, damn leftists. Like, yep, keep coping. Keep telling yourself it's that.
Alright guys, got an update on Elon Musk going ham on Twitter the other day and banning like a zillion people. So if you haven't watched the first video...
Why are you bleaching your hair, Kyle? You're trying to be like Eminem.
Some updates for you. So, first of all, let's get to what his excuse is. He came out last night after we had recorded our video and basically said, like, here's why I did it. And the short answer is just doxing. He claims this is doxing. I hope you like our kitty, by the way. This is Salem. Cutie pie Salem. So he claims it's doxing. Now, after he said that, he went into Twitter Spaces, and there were a bunch of journalists in there, and they asked him some tough questions, and he basically just kept reiterating, like, this is doxing. And then when they kept pressing him on it, because obviously in their view, and I think it's fair to say it's not doxing, I'll get to why in a second. But
yeah, he makes his announcement wherever he's going.
Quit. So he left the room, and then after he left the room, Spaces just stopped working. So it's like, not only did he leave the room, he like nuked all of Spaces.
The whole program altogether.
So I don't know, is he still...
He claimed that, like...
Is it still down or no?
I don't know, but he claimed, like, oh, there was some, like, legacy bug that we just had to fix.
Yeah,
but that's... happened to be right now that they just... Okay,
I'm not buying.
Whenever you pressure these people too about like their principles they supposedly believed in, they'll finally break down eventually and say like, okay, I just don't give a shit. It's not about principles or policy or honesty. It's just about winning. Like when one of these Republicans were outed as being a pedo, and has a history of it. It was like, I don't care. I just want more seats in the Senate. That's their response to it. They have no principles. Everyone's a hypocrite at some point in their lives, and at least I can admit it. I welcome being called out for it. Whenever it comes up. Tell me more, Kyle.
So the other thing he did is he did a poll, and his original poll had 4 options, and he worded it in a way that was biased, like, the people who are, doxing my exact location, should they be allowed back on?
Right.
And there were 4 options. Now, even with the 4 options,
Is all
the
no.
thing that got the most votes was, yes, let them back on, and let them back on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But then he looked at that result, he didn't like it. It was only a 30-minute poll, that he did. He didn't like it. So he does another poll, and he ups the wording even more. What was the wording for the second one? It was my assassination coordinates were released. Should I allow these people on?
Assassination coordinates or whatever.
Accession.
Yeah.
Something over the top.
And it was yes and no. Yes, I should let them back on. Or was it yes or I think it was 7-day suspension.
Should I let them back on now or 7-day suspension?
Right, okay. So, and people, it was 59% last I checked that said, let him back on.
That's hilarious.
Right now, let him back on right now. Oh, God, we
This
got
is better
another,
than I thought.
No,
We got
stinky.
Phoebe here.
Oh, no, we got another dog that's fucking...
This could be a disaster.
Okay, yeah, this is good. We're going to have a giraffe walk in next. A rhino walks in the background. Just random animals everywhere.
Well, the cat and the dog kind of wage a little war against each other,
Yeah, they
too,
do.
so that could always happen at any
If we
moment.
hear hissing,
Anyway,
you guys
this
know
could
what's
get
going down.
exciting.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, so it was 58 or 59%, something like that, that said, let him back on and let him back on right now. So clearly you can see he's losing the PR battle. Even a lot of his own people are no, I'm not buying your argument. Gary Weiss, who did one of the Twitter files, came out and was not buying it. Ben Shapiro came out originally and was I'm not buying this. Now, so now let's get to the substance of it. Is it doxing? That's the question. So my definition of doxing, and I'm curious if you agree, is so purposefully releasing private information with the intent of harming.
I think that's fair.
Okay.
Also,
now, I should
releasing
state,
private
for the
information
record
is not
here,
publicly
that doxing
available.
is actually not illegal.
Right.
It's not,
And Elon
in
had
spaces
originally
that you didn't want it to be
any
in.
speech that was legal
would be allowed on Twitter. Right. So by
that
his
was
own
original
standard, he's
Not
sort
to
of
mention,
failing.
he, of course, specifically said this particular account would be allowed.
Right. So, but now I'm willing to grant, I'd be fine with doxing not being allowed.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the most important part is the intent part, right? So this Elon Jet guy, this 20-year-old Jack Sweeney who tracks Elon's jet, I don't think he has any malicious intent, right? And like you pointed out, he just takes publicly available information and basically consolidates it and posts it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, that is my understanding. Is he was a big Elon stan actually, and thought it'd be interesting to see how he's running his empire, and that was the genesis of the account.
Right. So now the people who got banned yesterday, obviously it was Elon Jet was one of them, and then it was Jack Sweeney's personal account, and then there were a lot of reporters who were banned. And for the reporters, I think what happened is they shared an article which was written by Matt Binder over at Mashable, and that article basically said, hey, I looked for a police report in LA to verify Elon Musk's claim that, hey, my jet was tracked and then people stalked my son or whatever and tried to attack him or some shit.
Right.
He claimed there's safety concerns. There was this big issue. Okay. Well, there was no police report for that.
Right.
So he reported that. And it looks like everybody who shared that report got banned.
Didn't some of them just do their own reporting on the fact that he had banned Elon Jet?
That's possible too. I know that
a Washington Post reporter got banned, a CNN reporter got banned.
Correct.
And my understanding, at least for the Washington Post, was that they had done their own article just detailing he banned this account, et cetera, here's what happened, and that was what
okay, so in other words
got him banned. That was my understanding.
So in other words, the fact that they shared the Elon Jet thing in their reporting is the thing that got them banned. That's the argument you're making.
Even though that Elon Jet thing that was in the article had already, the links were already dead, it's already all taken down. So, but yeah, I think that's his theoretical argument.
That's his theoretical argument. So basically anybody who shares anything.
Right. And then the other one that I think, these are all to me complete insanity, but, we'll get to the sort of right-wing reaction, but obviously if the shoe was on the other foot and this was happening to right-wing accounts and right-wing journalists and whatever, they would be totally melting down. It would be a day crusade for them, whatever. But the other piece is Mastodon, which is this Twitter rival that some people are leaving for. They posted we welcome Elon Jet or whatever. So their account gets suspended. But not only that, you can't even post any link to Mastodon at all on Twitter. I guess theoretically, because Mastodon hosts something that is banned on Twitter, they've just decided to ban the entire platform. And think of the insanity of that. Like,
Mastodon, you can pretty much make anything you want.
There's all kinds of crazy lunatic stuff on like Gab and Parler and whatever. Twitter has never, nobody has ever taken the position that if there is one thing on some platform or news site that is against your terms of service, that whole platform is then banned and you can't link out to it. Like, that is really next level. That is beyond the insanity of even what was done with like the Hunter Biden laptop stuff.
Yeah, and then also there's like the IGD news people. It's Going Down News. They're an anti-fascist news outlet, and they were banned too. I have no idea if they shared anything involving Elon's jet.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at this point, it's just hard to figure out exactly what led to, because there were so many bans for so many people, many of them high-profile journalists, that it's like, well, what exactly is leading to all these bans? So anyway, the reaction from some people on the right, to their credit, are like, no, don't do this. This is wrong. Like, oh, I understand your fear for your safety, but you like can't react the way that you're reacting. This is overkill. This is censorious, etc. But some people on the right have found this argument that they're clinging to. I'm about to explain what the argument is and why I think it's effectively bullshit. So, some people say Elon had what's called a PIA, which is a privacy ICAO address. Okay? And the argument is, hey, for some private jets, you're granted this if there's like a safety risk. And so Elon was granted this. So the fact that, the Jack Sweeney guy and Elon jets were tracking him means they were doing something that was actually illegal. That's the argument. Now, there's a bunch of problems with that. Number one, if that's true, okay, then Elon's going to sue. And he even said before, I'm going to sue over this. Okay, if he sues and he wins, then maybe there's an argument there. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. Hold on. Yeah. Because there was a 1979 Supreme Court case, and this basically laid the precedent which applies in this case. So let me read you a little bit about this case so everybody understands. It's Smith versus Daily Mail Publishing Company, again, 1979. And here's the principle that they went with. The news media cannot be punished for disseminating lawfully obtained truthful information. That's a direct quote from this case. Okay, so the flight logs are public. The claim that these people are making is actually they're not public because he has this PIA thing which hides it. Now, there's some counter reporting that says, no, he doesn't have a PIA thing.
Or at least he doesn't use it.
He doesn't use it, or whatever. Yeah, he's not.
This is all easily, readily available.
It's easily available. It's easily trackable. It's easy to find his private jet information, so that's actually not true that he has the PIA thing. But I'm just going to, for argument's sake, I'm just going to say, let's say the right is correct, and he does have this PIA thing. Here's why this is still bullshit. Even in a scenario where he has this thing which protects his information for his private flights, this kid would be the only one breaking the law. Because once he takes that information and then he turns around and gives it to, for argument's sake, The Intercept or The Washington Post or Mashable or New York Times or whatever, you can't criminalize and ban the journalists for doing their job. This is exactly akin to what happened with Julian Assange. Because the argument was, hey, Chelsea Manning illegally got this information and then passed it off to Julian Assange. But everybody at the time, even the Obama administration, which had a war on whistleblowers, even they realized, well, we can't go after Julian Assange because he's just reporting truthful information. And that's his job. That would criminalize journalism if we go after him for that. They did try to go after Chelsea, right? Because they said, oh, what you did was illegal because you took this private information. But you couldn't go after Julian Assange because you also have to go after the Washington Post, New York Times, etc. And the same thing applies here. Even granting their argument, you could say, okay, then the kid broke the law and you could go after the kid for what he did. But when that information gets to all the news outlets, you can't ban them for reporting factual information, even if it was aggregated in a way that effectively is illegal. But by the way, I'll go a step further here at the end and say, I don't think it's illegal at all. I think that the PIA argument is nonsense. I don't think he has a PIA thing. I don't even think it would survive, scrutiny in the court system. I think the whole concept might even be unconstitutional.
Well,
anyway, go on.
My view of what people were arguing was not that this was illegal, but that this was what made it constitute doxing, because it was information that he had tried to conceal from the public. And so, like, if you go back to your definition of doxing, then it's like something that you have attempted to conceal and then is shared with malicious intent. their view of doxing was like, oh, well, if he tried to hide this information, then that would constitute doxing, and that would be a legitimate ban from the platform. I haven't seen people really saying it's like illegal to share the information, but that it would constitute doxing, which gets into a whole question of like, what is doxing actually? And I think people really overstretch and overuse this term. I also think it's different for high level public figures. There is sometimes a public interest in knowing their whereabouts. So like the President of the United States, for example, knowing where he is and who he's meeting with and whatever. But so let's even, like you were saying, let's take their argument for granted. The idea then that
yeah, Elon announces wherever he goes all the time. I like plan to really take him out. They just follow, they just go wherever he's next. with Mastodon and stuff. Got much of a comment on Twitter. By then it was just like, hate. My Twitter operates too is that one doesn't have much of a following, all of a sudden get picked up by like the algorithm and their tweet would get blown up. A lot of traffic. But anything with hashtags. Gold. Gotta win the Twitter lottery. Kind of just fake outrage about shit. Oh, all the other ones here, so. Decline. Alright, let's get these mushrooms. I would be working on this a lot longer. Okay, I do want to switch off. Switch off. Have this, this guy here with all this sausage coming out. Not quite up there to the level of Terrifier. Paranoia, paranoia. So. There. All right. Oh. Let me fix that. Alright, let's see how long this. I'm so bad. Because, video that I have on here being hit by the copyright detection. I said, fine, you know what, fuck it. So I cropped out a bunch of, Sonic snippet. Get a little of this done. Bother with Brian. Why? Adjust your. Yep. I'm gonna get another GoPro battery. Oh, thanks. All right. Here. I'm trying to figure out what is my own. like a ancients. That's why I put back for the Alright, let's try that again. Alright. Oh, the hell. time, recall it. Hey, Sonic Prime did come out. Try to check that out while I get this videos lined up. An intended video I want to make where I talk about anything but Sonic Prime while I say I watched it. Yeah. I guess I can play it off and pretend I didn't. That being said, how close is it? Fix that real quick. Follow me. I can definitely have image here. Red for all this flesh, at least the insides look great. And she'll have black on the outside, red inside, a stroke. We'll go from there. Okay, you've been sitting that whole time. Good night.